Hey everybody. So, um, somebody left a comment about good people and like how I've, associated myself with all this toxicity, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Da, 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 da. I don't need to get into the specifics of all the people involved and all this and that anymore. It's just, it's quite simple for me. And there's a reason why, like, I still look on the internet. I go outside every day. I look at all the people. I read their energy. I see where they're coming from. I do my best to imagine, like, what's going on inside them. Like, what do they really care about? And it's like finding a good woman. Like, like I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. I've seen one female online in all of the years that I've been online speaking about things I've been speaking about and just observing as well, talking about helping out starving children. Okay, and that's the most dire problem, in my opinion. But people still aren't even talking about all the dogs and cats that are killed every single day and every year here in America, and I'm sure elsewhere in the world too. People still are not talking about ways to solve the oceans, the forests, the planets, the plants, animals, all of these things. Like, nobody is choosing to speak about these things. Again, I don't know what Joy's been talking about because I have not watched her channel. When I did watch her channel, she really didn't speak about coming up with any type of solutions. However, even though she didn't speak about it, in my opinion, I saw in her spirit that she really cares about these things. I felt like she really cares about starving kids and the planet and the ocean and life. Okay, like I really felt that when I looked at her and saw her. Okay, I don't feel that in just really in anybody else, but I don't know where she's at now because I haven't seen her in a very long time. And the fact that she has chosen not to even contact me from a cooperative standpoint, like if you really cared about these things, then I'm like, that's what I'm doing. Like, if I find somebody else who I feel really cares about it, I send them a message to see what level of care they're at. And if they're at a very high level of care or a real level of wanting to care, then I'd like to collaborate because the more people working on this, the better. So from that fact that she still has chosen not to even reach out to me from a collaborative standpoint to help out the children, to help out the planet, to help out the animals, tells me where her motivation lies or where it most highly resides. Because I still think she's always going to have that in her. She just hasn't been paying it or feeding it much attention. But that's just not, that's not where I'm going. That's not where I want to be. That's not at all what I want to be associated with anymore. And this is also why, like, I mean, there's this thing in there that's like, oh yeah, it's, her and this and that. But at the same time, another part of me is like, well, what the hell is she really doing? Like, I don't know. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. If somebody was really on board with wanting to help out, even if we didn't have to, whatever, like, we need allies. This is a time when people need to get over their fucking little petty differences and work towards the goal that we all need to fucking help accomplish. Otherwise, we're all fucked. We've all lost. It's a whole team effort here. So, pointing the blame game and this and that, sure, you can do that, but what's it really going to do? At the end of the day, if people want to help out, they can help out. If they don't want to help out, then they don't have to help out. But that's a choice that they're having to make. And I don't want to be with anybody that doesn't want to help this out. I don't want to be with anybody that wants to continue perpetuating this fucked up society. I just don't. And I see females caring much, much more about that and their status and their accessibility and their place in this reality and this infrastructure than they do about helping out plants, animals, and kids. So I don't see any good people. I mean, I really don't see very many. I mean, even my own mother, like, where she comes from and who she is and what her blood is all that. Like, when I talk to her about starving kids in Africa, she tells me? She tells me what about the starving kids here in America. And I'm like, hold on a second here. Like, instead of acknowledging that there is a very serious problem in Africa with starving children and human beings in general, which is very true, but instead of acknowledging that and appreciating that and giving it its own value of its place that it needs attention, she decided to just change the whole, conversation to here, to like, oh, we should focus on here. And it wasn't like, hey, this is a more dire problem, because clearly it's not. We have an obesity problem here, not a starvation problem. It was more like the intent was her to take the responsibility off of having to do things over there. So it's like, even for my own mother, who has immaculate conception, who was conceived through immaculate conceptions, what I've been told, still does not have the desire in her to really care about saving the planet or the kids or anything like that. she's done a lot of charity for like, you know, theaters and things of that nature. But when it comes down to like the most dire problems, even she doesn't have much energy or attention to pay to that. And it's not that she doesn't have it, it's what she choose, like the whole house, the way we live here, all of that. I've been telling her for years, you got to change it, minimize, sell this shit. Like, you can't trust this government. Your social security is going to run out. Like, I've been telling her these things for years. And now she's starting to see them come true. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, it's like there's a time limit. People think that they can just do things at their own whim and like it's on my time. It's like, no, there's other things going on here. This is not all just about you. So people want to fucking take their time and drag their feet, there's consequences. It is what it is. So it's like, from my perspective, like, you know, somebody left a comment saying, hey, you need to focus on good woman. And it's like, I don't see any good woman. Like Lauren Diego, like, okay, she sings all this and that, but she still has tons of fucking money. And what's she doing with it? What are all these females doing with it? What are they even talking about? What are they sharing with the world? What do they really want to do with their lives? I don't see goodness in them. I don't see something that's perpetuating love and life. I see something that's perpetuating the opposite. More money, more fucking power, more things, more materialism, more sex, more dick, bigger dick, all these things. That's what I see. And I think that's also why they want more females alive than they want men, because females are more susceptible to satanic society, to materialism, to instant gratification than men are. We're the threat here, you know? So it's the more I think about it, I just need to stop with this whole relationship fucking seeking thing and just focus on helping get men get their shit back together. Because if men can get their shit back together, the females will follow. That's how I feel. So, all right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.